Hello, everybody. It's Dave Neal, stand-up comic and host of Bachelor Nation News. We have a little Golden Bachelor tea to get to. A lady called out the runner-up, or was it the second runner-up? We're going to get into what actually was said regarding Joan's season of The Bachelorette, a Golden Bachelorette. At the very least, we know that the lady wasn't calling out Chalk. Chalk and Joan seem to be happy. They've got a place in New York City together. I think this is really the perfect recipe for what'll make a relationship work. You get a place together, have some alone time. Maybe they'll decide they want to live together full time. But again, just for the fact that they're still new to dating, even if they are engaged, it's like, all right, don't overdo it. You gotta let it simmer. So I'll get into this story, but if you want other entertainment news, gossip, tea, pop culture, scan this QR code. That's my podcast. I do it every morning, every afternoon. I'm about to cover Brooks and her partner Gleb Savchenko from Dancing with the Stars. I've got other entertainment news, some politics for all of those people that are following, I don't know, the way the world's going. All of that will be on the podcast, The Rush Hour with Dave Neal. Let's get into this. Here is Mama Bear advice, blasting a guy who is on Golden Bachelorette. Now, I posed this question on my Patreon because I have my private Patreon live stream, patreon.com/Dave Neal. And I posed this question. We see very often women calling out men from the Bachelor franchise. And by that, I mean women that have no affiliation to the show. And we're about to watch that right here. We don't often see men calling out women who are on the show. You know what I mean? And people have said, well, there's been alumni have called each other out. No, I'm talking about like this idea that we need to expose people. This is very common on TikTok. This always happens. Is it worth exposing? That's the question. So I'm going to play her entire clip here. It's 2 minutes, 47 seconds. She says the second runner-up, which, by the way, would be Pascal, the Frenchman from Chicago, but she'll later correct herself and actually makes us believe she's talking about Guy. Again, this is someone's opinion of a bad date. Judge it how you want. Here it is.
I dated the second runner-up on the Golden Bachelorette. Let's get into it. But first, Joan, you dodged a huge bullet, girl.
By the way, you can't say let's get into it and then say but first. It's but first and then let's get into it. I digress.
For you. We went on a total of 2 dates. The first date went fine. We went to a wine bar, totally casual.
Good first date.
It was a good date. I liked him. Our second date, we decided to go to the movies, and I did a big no-no, ladies. I let him pick me up. We decided to go to the Elvis movie, and please keep that in the back of your mind.
By the way, is chivalry dead? You're not allowed to pick the guy shouldn't pick the lady up? Oh, I've been off the dating market for too long. I don't know how it works. What do you got to show up with Ubers? I don't really get it.
Towards the end, you'll understand what I'm talking about. So we got our popcorn with butter, which I just love. Ladies, I know you're feeling me.
Yeah.
And we sit down.
Is butter just a ladies thing? Men like butter.
Previews haven't even started. They begin.
Ladies, butter. Am I right about that? It's like, I like butter. I don't know.
And all of a sudden, he takes my hands.
And at this point, I think there's going to be something to do with the crotch. That's what I feel like is happening at this point.
And he proceeds to start licking my fingers.
Whoa. Now, was he into the butter? Was there a little salt left on your, like, what was he licking it sexually, or was he, just trying to get it all?
And I'm thinking, oh my God, did he really just do this without even knowing me?
Bold move.
Yes, he did. So I'm thinking to myself, oh my God, the movie hasn't even started yet, and I've got to sit here. I'm so uncomfortable at this point. I get through the movie, and he drives me home. And I'm thinking, oh God.
So nothing creepy happened from the finger licking? Well, I mean, you could put that in your Rotten Tomatoes score. How was Elvis? Well, finger licking good, I guess. I don't know.
Just let me get home safely. He walks me to my door. And, yep. He's like, I need to use your restroom. Do
oh boy.
You mind? So basically, ladies, he's now in my house.
It's kind of like a vampire, right? You don't have to let them in, but once you do, it's hard to get them removed. Now, of course, this is obviously could be a nightmare scenario. Like you You shouldn't be going into someone's home. Like, you should be able, the old Seinfeld thing about, hey, you want to come up for coffee? That could be an innuendo for sex. Like, you're not really coming up for coffee. You just aren't prepared to. It's like you're extending the night, right? Now, if she lets him into the house to use the bathroom, when he's done with the bathroom, he's got to go. Or she could say, hey, you can stick around. Now, again, there's a lot of nuance there for how that game is played, but it clearly looks like she wasn't that into him.
Back then, my boundaries weren't so great. And I'm like, do you want a glass of water? And he goes, yeah, great. So we proceed to sit down on my couch.
So hold on a second. She offers him a glass of water. Okay, so it's all like consensual. It could be leaning on the side of creepy.
He goes, yeah, great.
Hold on, let's go back.
Back then, my boundaries weren't so great.
And she says back. She also says back then. When did Elvis come out? Let me look at this.
Do you want a glass of water? And he goes, yeah, great. So we proceed to sit down on my couch. Cringe moment number 2. He begins then to show me videos of him singing karaoke of Elvis.
All right, okay. Elvis was released on June 24th, 2022. So she says back then she didn't have many boundaries. Now, I hope I don't get her age wrong. I'm going to assume she's 55 to 60 years old. So this is just back then, two summers ago, she didn't have boundaries. I don't know. She was a young, spry 53. I don't know.
Nice. He starts sitting a little closer, and then he begins to start kissing me. I totally pull back, and I'm like, I don't know what type of women you're dating in Reno, but I'm not that kind of gal.
Not that kind of gal. I mean, you let him lick your fingers. No, again, I'm not victim blaming her. We're only saying this all in jest. I enjoy storytelling. I think it's so interesting that TikTok used to be like the younger generation, and then once, no offense, the older people get a hold of it, that's what ruins the app. Remember when Facebook was like the cutting edge technology for us college whippersnappers, and then all of a sudden our moms were like, send this chainmail to 10 people or God won't bless you. And you're like, gosh dang, they ruined it. So I guess this is the jump the shark moment for TikTok.
He then looks at me dead serious and he says, well, can I at least see the sisters?
Whoa. And by the way, now I feel bad. Maybe she's 45 to 55. Age is but a number. I'm not judging. I'm 39 going on, 88. So he asks to see the sisters. He wants her to flash him.
At this point, I am shocked, like beyond. He doesn't say sisters. He says another word, and I don't want to get banned from TikTok.
Would TikTok ban you for saying titties? What's the word that would ban you on TikTok? I mean, maybe. TikTok is very conservative as far as speech goes.
So, lovely Joan, you dodged a bullet. I was so happy when I saw that.
Unless Joan loves a guy who licks the butter off of her fingers. Look, I mean, yeah, this is, dating's tough, folks. Dating's weird, right? I don't know what to say. I always appreciate people that share their stories. She did say Reno, so that means she was speaking about Guy, not Pascal. Here's her update. Someone said Pascal was the second runner-up, but he's from Chicago. Guy, the first runner-up. Yeah, so she said second runner-up, but what she meant to say was runner-up. Oh, hold on. Let's go back here. Here it is.
Ladies, thank you for bringing this to my attention. What a screw-up. Okay, let me clarify. Was it Pascal from Chicago, or was it Guy from Reno? I know I'm trying to dish the tea, but I was not saying it properly. It definitely was not Pascal. I don't even know the guy.
Is that all she had, or did I just mess it up?
Ladies.
I'm sorry. You have to understand, TikTok is the worst app in the world when it comes to... so did she say anything else?
On another video.
Hold on.
Yes, it was. Not Pascal. I don't even know the guy. It was our doctor. The ER doctor. Yes, it was. It was Guy. And let me tell you, I'm going to share a text with you guys on another video to prove the popcorn thing was true. Because
I don't think anyone's doubting that this happened, right?
Mr. Doctor, our silly doctor, made the mistake of making a joke about it. There's some more tea for you, ladies.
Look, maybe, again, I'm not here to defend Guy here. Maybe his glycemic index was low. He was feeling a little lightheaded, and there was no food around, and they had finished the popcorn. He said, give me your finger. I'm just kidding. Look, this is. I don't want to call this idiocracy because I don't think she's an idiot. I just think this is the world we live in, where we're sort of rewarded for just blasting other people. Who knows? Maybe Guy will come forward with his own statement on the matter. I don't know. So Guy, of course, was the subject of some talk a few weeks ago when a restraining order popped up that was between him and his ex-wife. They ended up getting a mutual restraining order. I think they ended up dropping it, to be honest. And he responded and said, hey, it was a dark time back in 2021. So who knows? He says they were married for 34 years. Maybe this lady whose TikTok I just shared was one of the first people he's been dating. I've also heard that ER doctors are weird. Who knows, folks? Who knows? Let's cleanse the palate. And by the way, I'm not taking sides whatsoever. Maybe look, dating's tough out there. Maybe there's a lady who wants her fingers to be licked. You know what I mean? Some people are into toes. Some like a licked buttery finger. What do I know? Who am I to judge? You know what I mean? So anyhow, we'll share any updates if they come. And here is Joan and Chuck heading to their new home in New York City.
Here we are. We're on a plane and we're headed to New York. Finally. We just finished doing press. We actually had our finale. Everybody saw we got engaged. We've been doing press for 2 days and we're now off to New York to start
the next stage of our lives.
The next chapter 2.
Yes.
Or, I don't know, chapter 2. And we're going to have some fun. And then on Monday, we're going to start looking for an apartment.
And I love this woman.
They're going to look for it. Don't lick her fingers, not if you've been in New York City. The handrails are disgusting. Although I have to tell you, I think my immune system comes from living in New York. If you can you just touch lick one subway rail and you'll never get sick again. That's my, who needs a vaccine when you can do that? I'm kidding. I'm not peddling in vaccine disinformation here. Don't lick the rails in New York. But I'm just saying, if you fall asleep on a subway, you might have a rat crawl onto you. Google it. It happens. So there they were. And of course, here they are in New York. To be young and in love in New York City. So there they are. And enjoying all of the touristy things you do. Hey, I must have walked right by them. I was staying right there. They're already up the Chrysler Building, doing their dang thing, looking at places. I don't know. I'll be interested to see what they find because it is very expensive. But hey, boomers, y'all made your money in the 70s. You bought a home for $17 and you get to lick a couple buttery fingers. The next thing you know, you're all multimillionaires. Must be nice. Anyhow, meanwhile, my generation, 99% of my mortgage is interest. Pull yourself up by your bootstraps, Dave. I'm trying, folks. Anyhow, does anyone have a buttery finger I can lick? Get your fingers off my Butterfingers. By the way, wouldn't that be a great endorsement if you work for Butterfingers, go give Guy a truckload of Butterfingers. That is a brand deal waiting to happen. What are your thoughts? Let me know. Scan that QR code if you like me and can tolerate my voice. If you can't, that's not for you because I talk a lot on there. All your entertainment and pop culture news coming up next.